Welcome, my friends, to Shaking the Salt with Dr. Peppers. My bio reads from troubled teen to teacher of the year, 100-pound weight loss, blah, blah, blah. You know, the sort of thing you're working on in your before and after life story. So at the end of the message, stay tuned if you want to contact me for any reason, including prayers. Thank you. And I'm Dr. Peppers, Shaking the Salt. Here we go. Bob Saget had been the original host of America's Funniest Home Videos, and when he recently passed away, I thought of, well, he was the one who introduced the time we were on America's Funniest Home Videos. I have to admit, Bud got me good with that mechanical rat. And he submitted it to America's Funniest Home Videos. And of course, it was on internationally. We even had people, one of my former students from Africa called and said, Peppers, I just saw you on America's Funniest Home Videos. And I said, do you know that it's 3 a.m. here? Oh, I forgot. Sorry. Anyway, it has gotten a lot of attention, and it's okay with me because it was funny. It was a joke pulled on me. I'm usually the prankster and the jokester, and some of you even said that in your responses. This has probably gotten more hits and more feedback than any of the other Facebook things we have posted in a long time. But that's okay because it's funny and we all need to laugh occasionally. And if you didn't get to see it, you can just go to YouTube and say, The Rat, Debra Peppers, America's Funniest Home Videos, and that will come up. So I've even used it in my speeches sometimes to show that we need to take some time to just laugh at ourselves, have a little fun in life. You know, merry heart doeth good like medicine. That's what the Bible tells us. I know that some of you are going through such struggles right now that you think you couldn't possibly take time for any merriment or to even laugh. But, you know, if you can't balance a little bit with that, especially what if you're dealing with a child, as a friend of mine is, a little 4-year-old boy with cancer. He wants to play and run and have fun, and he can't when he's constantly going in for chemotherapy or having to go to the doctor all the time, to spend weeks in the hospital. So he has to take time. He can't, but mom or dad can give him that gift, and they do. And what about you taking some time for yourself? And you may think, well, I can't think of anything that would be fun for me to do. Well, what about just finding a friend, one that you laugh with a lot? Go to YouTube and watch some of the hilarious things that are on there. Watch me running a 40-mile-an-hour race and getting away from that rat. I know that many times we look back on things that we've done in the past and we think, well, that was really stupid. Well, you know, this probably was, but Bud had the joke pulled on him at work. His guys that worked underneath him had called him down to the basement. He was the head of the chemistry department, and the guy said, hey, Peppers, we got something down here we think you ought to see. And when they did that to him, he immediately thought it was hilarious also, and he decided to do it to me, which he did. So anyway, long story short, the reason that I'm even bringing this up is because we may not have a funny video about us. We may not have a lot of jokes and humor in our life, but we have to take time to rest, to just play a little bit. Think of the friend you have, or the relative, or the loved one that makes you laugh. It doesn't even have to be the one that's there, you know, in your neighborhood. It can be one thousands of miles away. My sister is thousands of miles away from me, and we have what we call our chatter days. We talk every Saturday wherever we are, and usually it's for more than an hour, but we laugh so hard. Sometimes we cry so hard. We commiserate. We tell each other secrets, but she's my go-to person for things like that. If I want to really, really laugh, of course, it's my husband. We have so much fun. Our life could be a situation comedy. If people were to video what we have and do from day to day, I know it would be really better than Lucy and Ricky. As a matter of fact, my ringtone on my phone when I call him is nya, 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 nya. I love Lucy and she loves me. And he calls me Lucy. So I don't mind that. I like having fun. I taught drama. I loved doing comedies, but I also loved doing dramas. And in our life, we will have a mixture of both. There is nothing funny about a child having to go to the hospital for chemotherapy, but you can have fun and make something fun for them in between those sessions, something to look forward to. And if you can do it for your child or your grandchild, don't you think God wants to do that for you too? Doesn't he tell you, come on, lighten up, have some fun, mix in something humorous with something serious? And we're all going through trials and tribulations. We're all going through problems and issues. And it doesn't matter what situation we're in, we can always find someone who has it worse off than we do. Now think about it. You may even be facing open heart surgery, but you may know someone who has not only had open heart surgery, but they're now facing something else again, and in pain or in trials, or God forbid, this COVID and all of the viruses going around, but they're real and we have to deal with that. But in between times, find something to lighten up, something to make you laugh. For those of you that are retired like we are, someone gave me this little book called R&R, Retire and Rejoice. And it's got some cute humor and funny jokes and things like that in it. My husband and I have a Tuesday morning program we do for 3 hours. And if we have a space where nobody calls in, which is rare, we do, or he does, I should say, a joke. That's right. It's called Bad Tuesday Jokes with Bud. And he sometimes uses some of these, but these are just a couple of little one-liners that I thought fit this perfectly. It says, laugh and the world laughs with you. Snore and you sleep alone. I love this comparison. It says a hearty laugh is a workout for our internal organs. It's like jogging on the inside. Have you ever laughed so hard? I mean, just a true deep down belly laugh that is so huge that you literally can feel your muscles burning after you have laughed. I love that because I think we all need laughter like that. Here's one. Humor is to life what shock absorbers are to an automobile. Think about it. Laughter helps us in the shocks and in the bumps and in the things that we have in life. And if we can laugh about a situation, or as we often do, if you can even say, well, it's not funny now, but one of these days, I guess this will be funny. Many of the responses from my America's Funniest Home video were, I bet you got him back. I can't believe he did that to you. Well, I didn't know Bud was such a rascal. Well, all of those are true, and yes, I've gotten him back many times over. As a matter of fact, my favorite holiday is April Fool's Day. Maybe when that comes up, I'll tell you some of the great things I've gotten Bud with. I loved it. Anyway, folks, I just wanted to remind you that no matter what, you can find joy in the day, even in the midst of sitting in a hospital office or a hospital waiting room. Find something of joy to share with another person. They may be having it a lot worse than you are, and you're sitting there waiting. Why not use that time to not only give them something to laugh about, smile about, but what about something to change their entire eternity? What if you were to tell them your story of how you came to Christ? I have mine in a little pamphlet form so that if I even just meet somebody, especially if I'm even going through a drive-through, I can leave them a couple of dollars in my little pamphlet. It says from troubled teen to teacher of the year. And I talk about how miserable I was, how I weighed 260 pounds, how I hated life, hated myself, hated people, hated school. And now I love my life. I love my family that I used to be mean to. I love my friends. I love life because I have learned that God so loved the world. He gave his only begotten Son, that he says whoever will come to him. Can you today give up that old thing that you're going through? Would you like new life? He offers it. And he says, you will have life everlasting, and you will not perish. Wouldn't you love to have that? Joy forever and ever and ever and ever. And if you don't believe it's true, then don't even think of the alternative. Thank you for staying with me, my friends. I'm Dr. Pepper's Shaking the Salt. God bless you. Thanks for staying on, my friend. If you would like to contact me, visit saltandlightministry.com. If you want to share your story with me, ask a question, have me come speak to your group, or maybe just request prayer. Once again, saltandlightministry.com. Thanks and God bless.